I'ma do this thing my way. Let's go. Been grinding hard on it all day. Okay. We work hard, then we all play.
Today I'm going to be buffing the 1-year-old spray paint to see if we can get the shine to come back. Let's get started. Alright, I wanted to start this video out and say thank you to Michael Caffery for sending me a tripod. I really needed one, so thanks. I really appreciate it. About the noise that you're hearing, those are locusts in the background, and they are outrageous here in Texas. You'll hear them through a lot of my videos. I don't have a garage or anything like that, so I'm going to be doing it under my tree. So I'm going to have the best possible shade that I can. So sorry if the video quality isn't to your standards, but this is what I have, so I'm working with what I have. So basically I'm going to buff this out. There's no clear over it. I'm not going to do any wet sanding on this. That'll be the trunk. But I'm going to buff this and see if I can bring that shine back. Because the problem with single stages or one part paints is they oxidize over time, and then you have to buff them to get back. It's kind of like why I like single stages. All you have to do is buff it to come back instead of having to re-clear it because the clear fades and whatever. But either way, I'm going to go ahead and use the Harbor Freight buffer with the crappy pad still. This pad is nice and worn out, but it'll work fine for this. If we burn through this paint, it's not a big deal because I'm repainting this anyways. I'm just going to see if we can buff this to bring its shine back, because I've done it on other spray can paint jobs and it's worked beautifully. So I'm going to be using the Meguiar's Ultimate Compound, the Harbor Freight buffer, and I'm basically just going to get started. Alright, so I'm going to start by wiping it down, making sure it's all clean. Then I'm going to apply some of this directly to the yellow pad. I just basically put a little on like that, dab it in a few spots. Be sure to stay clear of the edges as much as possible or you will burn through it. It's really hot out here, so I'm going to have to apply some more because it's just drying up too quick. Go ahead and wipe it. As you can see, it's drying on there, so I'm gonna have to hit it again. For these really tough spots here, I'm just going to get it wet with the garden hose real quick and then wipe it. So the shine is definitely coming back. You can see the difference between the two already. I mean, that's a little duller, but I'm gonna go ahead and work on it a little bit longer and see what we can get out of it. As you can see, that is a huge difference. It is really glossy. You can see the reflection pretty well. If this were to be wet sanded then buffed after painting, it would be even glossier. But that's the before, which doesn't look too bad. But this is the after using that. Now, you can tell that it takes some of the paint off because it has kind of a light turquoise look to it. The Meguiar's compound is pretty good stuff. I definitely recommend it when buffing spray paint. Now, this doesn't have clear or anything like that, and that's kind of one of the things that I like about these single stages, or these one-part systems, I should say. With single stage out of the gun, using hardener and that, they come back with an even greater gloss than this. So this is nothing in comparison. But if you don't have all the equipment and don't want to do the gun method, this definitely works. But yeah, definitely keep in mind that you need a few coats for sure if you're going to buff, because you don't want to go too far and then be at the undercolor or whatever, or the primer itself. But yeah, we laid this on pretty thick. The orange peel is not even that bad in it. It does have some orange peel, but actually less than the factory paint job, which is funny. But yeah, so if you're going to use the buffer, I recommend the yellow pad. I'm not sure the exact part number or anything like that, but that one works pretty good from Harbor Freight. This is also a Harbor Freight buffer, and I believe we got this at like AutoZone or something. It's just the ultimate compound. I'm sure they sell it at Harbor Freight. But I didn't buff up here too much, just a little tiny bit, but you can definitely tell the spots that I buffed versus the spots that I didn't. So yeah, I figured I would go ahead and buff that, see what kind of results we could get with the spray paint, because I have buffed in the past over paint, spray can paint jobs, and they came out really good. I just wanted to see how this one would do after a year of doing it, but it definitely has its shine, that's for sure. But the rest of this is going to get sanded. I mean, the whole car is going to be sanded down. I'm going to be taking these trims off here when we go to paint it. The entire car will be getting painted at once. And then in a separate video, I will be doing the door jambs, because I never did the door jambs on this one. But yeah, we will also be painting this interior black using the interior paint sold by Duplicolor, I believe. So definitely be on the lookout for that video. If you haven't subscribed to my Texas Honda channel, definitely do that. Link will be in the description, because that's where we're going to go through, replace the transmission, and put a turbo kit on and make this thing really fun. But yeah, so it is achievable. You can get a really nice gloss finish. Like I said, I will have a wet sand and buff video on that trunk like I'd promised. That'll be coming out soon, so stay tuned for that. I'll try to go into as much detail as I can for buffing spray paint using the wet sand and buff method, or the cut and polish as some people call it. But yeah, so it is achievable to get this nice high gloss finish, and this is over a year old. Obviously I'm not going to do the whole car, since you know I'm changing the color and there is paint chips in a couple spots from where I didn't sand properly. But make sure to definitely sand around edges like this. Pay close attention, don't make the same mistake I did, everyone. I did these pretty well around all these edges. I made sure to sand those good, but like these curves, my flat sander, I was just using the palm sander. I didn't hit this spot here because I was up here palm sanding with the electric sander, right? And then I didn't hit right here. So make sure to get the paper, the sandpaper, and definitely hit all the curved spots, because you're gonna want to hit all those. Just like this down here, I didn't hit that very well. I hit all these areas fine, the flatter areas. So make sure to not make the same mistake I did, and the paint will last. I have a car that's 4 years now. It's been painted for 4 years and it still looks better than this. It's the same color even, which is crazy. But you can definitely buff the spray paint. Don't worry, just make sure to put the coats on pretty thick, so that way you can really get that shine out of it. Now if you want to, go ahead, use the spray gun. Same thing works for that. Just you'll have a clear coat, you'll wet sand, but we'll go over that in a different video. But hope this video has helped someone who wanted to see spray paint buffed to a pretty good gloss finish. Thanks for watching, everyone. Like this video, drop me a comment, and stay tuned for the next videos. God bless.
I know that I'm unstoppable.